Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for Bo and Nick, the losers with a dream. What a waste of time. Yep, they're losers. You're listening, so who's the freaking loser, people? Welcome to Bo and Nick's Losers with a Dream. Yeah, I freaking hate them so much. They're lucky they're funny because they suck at everything. You're listening. The question is, why?
Hello and welcome to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers and we have big dreams. Yeah! First and foremost, follow us on social media. You can follow me on Instagram at Nick Scopes. You can follow this guy
at
Bo McDowell Comedy. It's spelled B-E-A-U, cuz
I'm French and I'm hot.
Yeah! He's hot, baby! You haven't heard the podcast yet. If you're just tuning in, go give a 5-star review anyway, because this is going to be great.
Yes, please do that. 5 stars. Tell them how wonderful we are. Tell them how much you love.
Tell them how it is.
Yeah.
Tell them how it is. Now we're going to tell you how it is. Let me tell you something. It's my nutty professor.
5-star reviews.
5-star reviews across the board. Now, our first segment we always open up with mental health is very important.
It is.
Right?
It's key.
It is key. Key emoji. You send it with an effect on the spotlight. It's like, right? That's cute. So it is key. We value it here. We do a mental health check-in every single week.
Yeah.
And we don't do scale of 1 to 10, okay? Because we're creative. We are creators. Some people have called us the thought provokers of our time. It was in Rolling Stone. It was not. It was the thought leaders. That was the word I was looking for. We are the thought leaders. Thought leaders of our time. Especially my
Just
short
me and
shorts.
you on Time Magazine.
Twerking.
Thoughts of the year.
Yeah.
If you're a real fan, you'll make that.
Yeah, that's true. We need some fan art. So, Bo, I want to check in with you.
Okay.
Because I worry about you every single day. Because you're a nightmare and you're up and down. So, how is your...
Today I feel like Adam Sandler from Anger Management because the anger sharks are swimming. I have been angry all day. I am enjoying it though. I am actually really loving my anger today. It's been nice. It's been nice
fun,
to just
dude.
it's been nice to just want to scream at people. And then I took 2 showers today. Which is,
he's good for the week. That's what he usually
that's
does.
all I need.
Yeah.
So I took 2 showers today, and during both of those showers, I just had like long arguments. Like, you know, you have those like arguments where you're just, it's like there's nobody on the other side, but you're just letting it go. Like, it felt so good to just scream at
Just
old.
like, dude, I totally won that.
Yeah.
You're just drying off your balls. Like, yeah, I totally won that shit, dude.
You lost. Fuck
I'm the
you.
best.
Yeah.
Loser, dude. What'd you say, dude?
What'd you say to me?
Per my last email.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude, talk about your email.
Yeah. Well,
Quickly.
that'll be in my my next segment.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. We'll leave that.
Let's not
then.
jump ahead.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
Okay,
I really
good.
am. I can't wait to hear about it.
Okay.
Now, my mental health, I'm feeling all right. The wheels have fallen off a little bit, okay?
Okay.
I'm feeling kind of like Ben Stiller in the end of Dodgeball when he gets real fat. Because I went on a bender last weekend, and I did not feel good until today. It was not good. Food-wise, I'm like Little Miss Muffet. I sat on my tuffet, and I drank too many White Claws and had too many carbs. And I'm upset about it. And all week I've been doing this.
Oh, no.
It's too much. I need to reel it in. I'm like Ben Stiller at the end of Dodgeball, and he's just screaming at the TV, Chuck Norris. Except I'm just yelling at fit people at my job. Fuck you. What do you guys have? Self-control?
Yeah, that's got to be bad for you. Like, whenever you go on like a little food binge, then you have to like go look at hot people all the time. There's nothing like whenever I start eating like a good amount, I get a couple days in. The last place I want to go is the gym.
I know.
And see people who are working on themselves.
Yeah, I have to. It's the worst when you're like had a lot of carbs this weekend. Everyone's like, "Oh, how's your weekend?" You're like, "Oh, I'm fine." Just in the steam room crying, doing push-ups,
Crying in a steam room.
just trying
is
to hit on
awesome.
married guys. What?
All right.
Yeah, what happened? I blacked out.
Yeah.
Speaking of hitting on Mary, guys, our next segment, we're bringing back some old segment. We've been doing it for a while now, though. I think it's consistent. We used to do Who You Fall in Love With.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but a goodie. It is called the Meathead Moment of the Week.
Did you almost forget it?
No, I was holding for effect, dude.
Okay.
I'm a performer.
I always forget that.
Oh, my God. Just, is this over yet? What's
just
your
getting
meathead
started,
moment,
honey.
dude? I think I know what it is. Let's hear it.
So I received an email from a client that I did not appreciate. You know it's bad? You know it's bad when you get an email and they're like, I am sick to my stomach at the way you have given us customer service over the past few months. And I was reading it and I got so mad. I was just sitting there like, fucking, how dare you speak to me that way? Just getting so angry. And, because and then I looked back through and I did nothing wrong. And then that gives me the amount of like, what's the word? Where you get that self-righteous anger where you're like, I didn't do anything to you. You are having a bad day, and now you are trying to hurt me. And that's not fair, right? So I got a little upset. So then I received a call from this person. And this is where the meathead moment comes in. Because she calls me. She starts going, oh, it's not good. And you're just not taking my account seriously. And when I heard that, I hung up the phone. I just hung up the phone on this person because I was like, it's just not going to happen.
What's the business?
Can you say? No, we can't do that. But basically, sometimes when you're on a sales call and you're being just treated like shit, you hit your limit. And you go, all right, I'm not going to do this. So I basically just hung up the phone on her, and I sat there for a solid minute. I go, I'm going to breathe. That was the right thing to do, because if you stayed on the phone, you would have probably said something that would have gotten you fired, and that would not have been good, because we got to pay for the goldfish.
So your poor customer service won't get you fired.
No, well, probably. But so I then gave myself a breath, and I call back, and I go, oh my God, yeah, no, I've been like dropping calls all day. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I just played it off, go back in. But, what am I doing? I'm just hanging up on people because I don't like what they say.
That makes sense for you.
Anyways,
so Bo's looking for a job. If anyone wants a guy with poor customer service, you just
I'm done. I had customer service. I had the ability to do it for like a few years after college. Because I was just like, oh, well, I want to be
drunk.
Yeah, and it was just like, I want to be in a company, and I'll do whatever it takes. And now, like, people ask me, I just go, no, I won't help you. You don't deserve it. I don't care about your thing.
Dude, aren't you just...
I'll lose the money. I won't have a place to live, and that's fine.
Yes.
You can take it from me.
Yes.
We're
going to live here in this studio.
We wouldn't be the only ones. Inside joke. All right, but I'd love to know
two balds and a chubby.
Where did you fall astray, my friend?
So my meathead moment also has to do with my job.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to preface this by saying my job's not that tough. Right? I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a social worker. I'm not dealing with crazy stuff. I wear shorts or sweatpants to work. Really not that big a deal, right? But when you work for a company like Equinox, a big company,
yep,
they have protocols.
The
and
big
you have to
kahuna.
follow. Yeah, which is great, and I do, and I'm one of the best employees there. But it's a little technicality that literally drives me insane. Okay?
Yeah.
So for Equinox, for your uniforms, right? If you wear a jacket, you have a shirt that says train on it.
Right.
The train needs to be visible. Okay? Which is fine, right? They say you have to wear a full zip.
Yeah.
And have the train visible.
Okay.
But really, it's just the train needs to be visible. I have a half zip that goes down to here. Train is perfectly visible.
Ooh, but it's not the full zip, my friend.
But this is... Wait.
I can see where you've gone astray here.
This is the best part. You guys just like to shit on me, so it doesn't matter, because I'm right. It's all good. I know. You'll have a Girl Scout meeting later or whatever you guys talk about.
We're going to sell brownies.
But the train's there, and I've had before, like one of my friends who's my manager, she's come up to me I'd be like, it's not a full zip. And I'll point at another trainer who has a full zip on.
Yeah.
And it's fully zipped. And you can't see the train.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Okay.
hey, am I nuts here? I understand what I'm doing. I get it. So the point is to see the train, but if you have a full zip and it's fully zipped and it's covering the train, oh, but it's a full zip.
Yeah.
I thought the point was to see the fucking shirt.
Yeah. Well, you have a zip problem, my friend.
Why don't you zip it? Just kiss me one time on camera. I'm so lonely. I won't judge you.
Don't worry, the winter's coming. It'll get tough for both of us.
That's when we get lonely. Yeah. We're in a tent in Washington Street in South Norwalk. Yeah. Just Brokeback Mountaining it.
Yeah, stop talking.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I blacked out. Anyways, that brings us to the end of our segment portion.
It does.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
I don't know shit.
A lot of it probably stems from you judge the same type of people that your parents would judge, right? Like, I don't know. Did your dad have anybody that he like specifically judged?
My
Was
father,
it everybody
dude,
in the
could I
world?
tell you, dude?
Because I feel
The
like your
story-
father would have a huge problem with anybody with any money.
No,
No?
he loves people with money
Oh, okay.
because he thinks he might get some. No, no, but dude, I will tell you this one thing. This is my father. This made me laugh so hard. Back when I lived with him, we lived in like a multi-family house. Right?
Yeah.
There was a guy who had to move in. He was like the son-in-law of the owner of the house. 50 years old.
Yeah.
Strange guy. And my dad just kept. He would like look out the window
Yeah.
and be like, I don't fucking like this guy. And I go, why? And he goes, look. He goes, he's fucking 50. He's wearing a fedora.
Yeah.
And every time. That was the only complaint my father had, though. Never spoke to him. It was just like, this guy in his fucking hat. I don't like it. I don't trust him.
You know what? That's a good call, though.
Just because of the hat.
Yeah.
Dude, that never
That's
spoke
enough.
to him. No, put nothing. Just, look at this guy in his fucking hat. Creeps me out.
Dude, a 50-year-old in a fedora, like, you know what? Dude, that's enough. That's enough to be like, hey, it's over. It's over, and you're doing the wrong things, and I don't want to be a part of the things you're doing.
These are fucking losers. Like, we all live in the same house, essentially. So we're all doing pretty bad, I guess. Yeah, look at his fucking hat. What is he doing? I don't like his hat.
I don't like his hat.
Okay. It made me laugh, but you know,
Yeah.
I love it. It felt good though.
No, my dad was always like, anybody that was kind of flashy, he'd be like, he's a hot dog. Like immediately.
Such a waspy term. He's a real hot dog. He's flashing.
Like, look at this guy. He's a hot dog. He's hot dog.
Dude.
Anybody that was just at all, like, they could have just
So
clean,
he hates Italians.
Yeah, just like they could have just clean clothes, and he'd be like, "Well, hot dog over here. Like, what's he doing? Like, anybody that had
Gaudy.
yes,
Too much for your dad.
Yeah.
What type of cars did
any
your dad have?
jewelry. My dad drives like a Ford Escape, Ford Fusion, something like that.
Wow.
You know, but he.
If you have a Cadillac, he hates you.
Oh yeah. Well, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Yeah, like
No, I get it.
Wasps. They want everything to be kind of like low rent. We don't want to show our wealth. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just be nice about it. So yeah.
You say our like you're included in that.
Well, I'm a pretty big deal. No, but he, you know, that's how I grew up with a guy like that was just anything nice. You go, no,
I can see that.
yeah.
So he doesn't like Italians or black people. is
Yeah,
what you're
well,
saying.
I think that's other things, but yeah,
they dress. They dress. They're a little
he's
you know,
hot dogging it.
hot dogging it. Yeah, it's too much. I get it.
Yeah.
I love that shit. What can you do?
But let's play a little game of judgment.
Spin the bot. Oh, go ahead.
I want to know the people you judge, and I know you want to know the people I judge. And we've consulted a nice little list here.
We have
So I'd love to go back and forth, do a little judgment roulette, as they say.
judgment roulette.
And,
Right.
so we're gonna start it off. I want you to go first. Let it rip.
People who have pickup trucks and do not have a labor job.
Yeah.
What happened there, huh? You're not hauling shit.
Yeah. It's the
Why is
worst.
it raised? Wouldn't it be harder to
Dude,
put stuff
you-
in it?
Hold on. You don't know when I'm going to need that truck, okay, dude?
Listen.
Like, I have a lot of friends that need help moving. I'm super helpful.
No.
What if I just want to help others and that's my way of doing it?
Guys that do that do not want to help others.
I think
Their
that's
dad beat the shit out
I
of them.
think
when
you're
they were
judging
kids.
them.
I am.
Yes.
Now, you go.
Okay. People who cheat on their spouses and then talk about it to their friends.
Oh.
Not a fan of that person. Do not like it.
If you're going to do it, shut up.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. You're a bad person.
Yeah, not a good guy, and also do not. You're bringing me into a world I don't want to be
Because
in.
then we have no info.
Yes.
God forbid you know the couple or
Yeah.
you got to sit there and go, oh.
Yeah, I don't
God.
want to meet your wife and think about how you've told me about how you cheat on her every weekend. Like, it's just it's a sleazy thing to do.
Yep.
It's very, very like manipulative as a friend. Like, I don't want to
Think you're bragging. We get it. You're
don't-
insecure.
Yeah,
we got
you
it.
get chicks because you're 50, and I guess that's a thing now. But just leave us alone. We don't need to be in part of it.
Yeah, you dress like a punk rocker. We get it, dude. Okay.
All right, now we're getting too specific.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Don't care anymore. All right. And this happens a lot at my job. Pretty women with
Yep.
ugly, rich old dudes.
Yeah.
When I see that, because first of all, we're lovers, we're dating, we're single guys, we're in relationships. We you see
Yeah.
someone like that and you go, I feel like Mr. T in Rocky 3 when he's on the steps and he goes, "Hey woman, you want to come to my apartment tonight? I show you what a real man like. You ain't never been a real man in your whole life." That's what I feel like saying to those fucking people.
Yeah.
I judge them hard.
Yeah, and that's
And the
understandable.
women mostly. The guys,
Well,
I get it.
you
The guys, I absolutely get it. The women, I'm like, we know you're sacrificing what you
Right.
really want for this.
Right.
Fine.
Yes.
But just admit it. Don't be
Yeah.
like, no, I love you. Like,
Wear a shirt that says whore. That way we know who you
too
are.
much.
Sorry.
Rick, we got to cut it out. I have the bathroom key in my pocket. Damn it. Sorry. Just need to get that out.
Here's one. This is a weird. I judge people who get divorced. Yeah, stick it out. You know what you signed up for. It's not my fault. You said it. You said it to all the people. You said
I'm
this
actually
is,
excited about this one because Lisa's going to fucking...
You stood there in front of everybody you know and
front of the
everybody
Lord.
you love in front of the Lord, and you said, "I love this person till I die." And then what? 5 years later, I can't do it anymore. Well, that's not our problem. It's not. Do it. Like you thought it was going to be great. It wasn't. It was never going to be great. But you had this idea. It was all going to be wonderful the whole time. And then you find out he's a real person. And you find out she's a real person. And it sucks because it's going to suck because love isn't real. I'm having a hard day. No. But I'm just saying.
I'm having a hard day.
Have the balls to just stick with it. Play the whole game. Don't waste my time. You're up next.
You guys might find this next one as a little bit of a shock because of what I do for work. Really fit people.
Yep.
Here, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying be lazy, don't fucking do anything and eat like shit. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying because when I was younger, I would see guys or girls in the gym that were so just whatever, jacked out of their mind. And I was like, when I was younger, I was like, I want to be that way.
Yeah.
And now I see them and I go, you got a problem. There's something you're fighting. And I've told Lisa and Bo this. You want to see some people that are fighting some shit? Go to the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio every winter.
Yeah.
Woo! A lot of dark backstories there.
Yeah.
Okay?
A
And
lot
I
of
get
basements.
it because I used that to deal with my shit at the time.
Right.
I get it. I'm not judging
understand.
that, but there's times where it's like too much.
Right.
Like if you're just doing too much, you're like, yeah, you should just, or like I even work out consistently and I've had people that I work with or whatever that are like, why don't you like come do this extra workout? I'm like,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
I work out 4 or 5 days a week. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to do. I'm all right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go running. I ran in 13 years. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's
You know what
not.
I mean?
It's not
too
necessary.
much. You got problems.
This is one where I die. Running is not necessary.
It's definitely not
Yeah, good.
scientifically proven. Also, anyways, go.
Okay, couples who keep going on extravagant vacations to avoid themselves.
Yes!
This drives me insane. If you're on Instagram every month with a new vacation, a new getaway with your boo, and you have to be by a waterfall to kiss, and you always have to have a picture of it, and it's always got to be in the story, it's always got to be... You're not in love, just stop. It's over. It's not a good relationship if you need to constantly be going on all of these extravagant vacations. And I sound like I'm saying it as like Bible truth, but I feel that way because I'm judging, and every single time I see a relationship that's like that, I just go like, oh, they're not happy. And I make that judgment, and they could be the happiest people. Like, they could be so happy. They could be like, oh, we have all this money, and we love going to places. But in my mind, I just think, like, if you need to constantly be going on vacation, and it's always the new destination with the boo, you're running from something. You don't want to admit that this relationship doesn't work. You don't want to admit that it's not fun to be around each other unless every second of the day is planned. That's my next
Hashtag wanderlust.
one. Yeah, I think those people are.
I don't even care about the couples. It's people that solo trips. Like, oh my god, I've only been on 4 trips this year. I used to travel so much more. It's like, yeah, you're 30 now. It's over. What are you talking about?
Why don't you work?
I want to,
please?
I want to get married and have a kid, but I also want to go on 7 trips a year. That's not how life works. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe you can make it work, but
Well, it's
really
just
you're not.
we are so selfish. The millennials are so selfish.
Oh, 1,000%.
like it's just insane.
1,000%.
It's insane.
My dad did it the right way, dude. He would pick one long vacation for the year, like
Yeah.
1 7-10 day trip. You go to an island, it's over.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
my dad.
Yeah.
not every month.
Yeah. You have a nice dinner at the end. You go, that
Yeah.
was good. It's back
That was
to work.
good. We're tan. Plus, I thrive in routine. Anyways, what are we going to next? All right, so this is a big thing for me,
Okay.
and I want to commend someone on our staff because they're amazing at this.
Okay.
How you treat wait staff.
Mm.
I will say that is if you are a dick and complain just to complain,
Yeah. Yep.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I want to shout out real quick Lisa Lampanelli, nice as fuck to we go out to
is.
dinner all the time.
She's good to the wait staff.
Very good.
Yep. She beats
And in the
shit out of
beginning,
the
I didn't know her
busboys,
that
though.
well. I was like, she's a celebrity. I was like, I don't know. Is she gonna be me? No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. So nice, the nicest person. And I'll judge people off that.
Yeah.
Or if like you're on a date and they're like, this service, right? This fucking guy. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, it's just people who expect to be waited on at at such a high level. It's like, No one cares that you're here. It doesn't matter. Eat the fucking hamburger and shut up.
I dated a girl once who bragged about how her parents that came from money bragged about how her dad would let the waitstaff know if the food wasn't good.
It's ridiculous.
Because he worked hard for his money. It's like, no, he's paying for something. He should. It's like, no, you just go home. Sebastian Maniscalco bit. Salmon sucks. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
If you're writing a Yelp review, you're letting people know, just fucking leave.
Yeah.
That's it. Shut up.
Yeah, well, you just think your opinion is so important that it needs to be heard, and it never does. The restaurant knows it's not a great restaurant. You don't have to put your 2 cents in.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. We got through that one. That was good.
We did. That was great. You're next, babe.
I'm next.
only 2
Straight
of us.
men who are afraid to be called gay. This is I hate this. The insecurity, like if you hear a guy that goes like, "Oh no, I'm not gay." And like has that level of fear in his voice,
Yeah.
for just the
I feel
idea,
like, dude, you look good. And
yeah.
you're like, oh,
Like a guy that has that level of fear in his voice about possibly being gay would love to be openly gay, right? Like it's true every time. It's always true. If you are that insecure about it, it's because it comes from somewhere in your head where you just want something in the can, and that's fine.
Or if they talk about chicks too much.
Yes. Yeah, just really like insecure guys, I immediately judge them and I go like, okay, well, there's something that you're hiding. There's something that you haven't processed yet, and I can't be around you. Like it's over. Like if you're really that insecure, especially about gay stuff, it's just like, get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first day I met you,
We made out a little
Yeah,
bit. It
yeah.
was light.
I just want to know what my friend tastes like.
There you go. I'm going to airdrop Bo a picture of my wiener as soon as this is over. Okay? He's not going to know it's coming. Just right there.
Yeah, and
I literally almost sent you a half nude photo of me the other day.
I've sent you a nude photo of myself.
You have. Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. I threw up a lot, but it's yeah, we should add Lisa to that chat. She'll love that.
Podcast will be over
I will all right,
shortly.
so another thing that I judge.
Yes.
And this is big for me. Really, people that are very smart in school,
Yeah.
but just in life,
Yeah.
oof,
Tough
you can't
hangs.
figure it out. This what dawned on me. I remember the morning of college graduation. 7:30. I slept for about 45 minutes, like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
People are hungover, and I'm standing there, and I'm seeing all these people with these ropes around their neck, right? Like the gold. You know,
Oh, right. Like summa cum laude.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I didn't know what that was. I was just like, oh, and I was going, and if I started to notice it was the people who were the stupidest people on
Right.
campus, like got transported 75 times because they were too drunk in the drunk tank, still falling down the stairs senior year, like these people.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to this girl and this guy, and I was like, what are that for? And they're like, oh, we're summa cum laude with 3.9. I was like, you guys have a 3.9?
Yeah.
There was a fire drill, and you put on a white T-shirt as pants once because you were hammered. You have a 3.9?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
I can't stand you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I understand, and you're judging them, and that's okay. Those people deserve to be
And
judged.
it feels...
How good is this? I feel so good. We're not even like halfway through this one, and it's just, it's so nice.
Let's do one more each.
One more each, and then we'll talk about how judgment is a problem, and also the best thing ever.
We keep coming back to that.
Oh God, I have to choose a really good one. Women who post their birthday photo with the gold balloons that say their age number.
Dude, that's
This
such a good
bothers
one.
me. I don't know why I hate this, but if you have the gold balloons and it's like 26, nobody cares.
Guess what I'm getting you for your 29?
Yeah, no. Listen, the only time your number should be in balloons is if it has a 0 at the end of it. Okay? Or 21 or 30 or 40. If it's a decade, I understand. If you have to like make such a big deal out of your number, I turned 27 today. No one cares. And also the problem with it is it's always the same. So you saw other people have the gold balloons, and then it was like, well, I have to have the gold balloons. And it doesn't make any sense.
I will say there's one instance when you
Yeah.
can use these gold balloons,
Okay.
and I use them.
Okay.
I threw my father a surprise 69th birthday party
right, yeah.
at Sal's Pizza Restaurant in Monroe, Connecticut, and we got the 69 gold balloons.
69
Dude, he had it in his room in his house for months after. He just had them up.
Yeah.
That's when you can do
That's
it.
amazing.
Okay, did not throw him a 70th because COVID, but what are you
yeah.
gonna do? But the 69th, we rocked it, man.
Yeah,
we
that's-
rocked it. That's when you can do it, and it's a funny number.
It's hilarious. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
that's good.
And by the way,
stamp of approval.
just so you know, from now on every one of our birthdays, we are posting photos with gold balloons and we're gonna wear like rompers and like and do this. We're gonna get Rick
It
and
would
Lou
be
involved.
really good.
Yeah, dude. Rick's like the hot like goth chick that went to film school. I just like that about him. I like it. All right, last one here. I'm going to use someone I used to work with as an example. People who don't get social cues and lack self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you have to be as intuitive as us stand-up comedians and know how to read a room. But I am saying there's just shit you don't do.
Right.
At work, we have a break room.
Yeah.
All right? It's a shared space.
Yeah.
Bunch of lockers, 20-some trainers, whoever else, right?
Yeah.
There was a kid, he's from upstate New York, of course, who literally, okay, he's
I love
28
how
years
you
old.
have judgments within the judgment.
Oh, yeah, I have examples because I can't. This kid, everyone at work knows.
Yeah.
He would take his socks off and put it on the radiator.
Oh,
in the
that's
break
disgusting. That
He
is
would
really
also
terrible.
eat rail thin. One time at 8 a.m., I came into work. He was eating a birthday ice cream cake from Carvel out of the box.
Well, he's
At
an
8 a.m..
American hero.
Then
Yeah.
he brought in dinner from his house. A little weird on a dinner plate with tinfoil over it.
Yeah.
Not that, a little strange. You'd bring
Okay.
that into work. Not a Tupperware, right? But then he took it off and he had dino nuggets on there. And then the final straw, when I literally lost my mind.
couple of
and
these are awesome,
And
though.
screamed at him. They
kid's
are
cool.
awesome. But when I screamed at him, a friend of ours at the gym, she was getting proposed to by someone else at the gym. It was a friend. We set it up. We're like, oh, let's, whatever. There's champagne. We had this cute little surprise.
Gym wedding.
Yeah, he was going to propose on the
Yeah.
steps, and he did. And we're setting it up, and I'm like part of the, I'm trying to, hide her from whatever. We get her on the stairs. Everyone's watching. It's almost like stadium seating.
Yeah.
He's talking to her. He's on a knee. She's crying. We're like, oh, this is so great. This kid's right next to me. And he's like, yeah, fucking boo. And I was like, hey! What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Also, we had like one
Not
of
the
those
time to
crotch
make a
rocket
noise.
motorcycles. Kids sucked. And if anyone from work listens to this, they know exactly who I'm talking about. He's not there anymore. So he
Right.
died. He died. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I understand.
my
okay.
blood pressure's through.
Yeah,
the roof.
we've definitely. I think this is all right. So the blood pressure being up, it's a sign.
We're in red.
It's not good for us.
It's not.
It's not good for us.
I'm dizzy.
I am, and I let it all out. Honestly, I think we have nothing more to say on this until our fearless leader, ballroom dancing bitch,
Queen of culottes.
fitness influencer,
Queen of cool rock band t-shirts that we
The
can't get because we're not
Rush
celebrities yet.
enthusiast.
You have to have a blue check next to your name.
It's okay, Nick.
We'll be right back with our mentor life coach, Lisa motherfucking Lampanelli.
This episode of Losers with a Dream is brought to you by Gold Balloons. Gold balloons for every birthday that we allow you to celebrate, you dirty whore. Hey, this is Lisa Lampanelli, has been Loser with a Dream. I want to say I'm going to go see Bo McDowell. That's right, the Bo McDowell, Saturday, September 18th. At BJ Ryan's in Norwalk, Connecticut. Tickets are only $15 and they're worth at least $10. So come on out, everybody. Heckle Bo. He loves that. Tell him he has big tits.
Hello and welcome to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers and we have big dreams. Joining us now, that's assault. I'm suing. Joining us now
What?
is
Did you
comedy
forget?
legend, mentor, life coach, matriarch
telling
of the
me.
mirror, fitness influencer, Lisa Lampanelli.
Guys, I think you're being really really hard on yourselves. No, I don't. You're both idiots. What a bunch of little judgy cunts. I mean, but wait, before I do that, I want to say something. I think, Bo, you were very hard on yourself during your meathead moment. I didn't like it. I thought, okay, if you guys remember, Bo had said he got a call from an angry twat who thought his customer service wasn't good. And I doubt that it was very good, but I think the way you handle it was good, and I'll tell you why. Handling it badly would be yelling at her.
Yeah.
It would be saying her story wasn't valid, and sort of like writing off everything she was going to say to you. You took a moment. Yes, it would have been a little braver to go, oh my goodness, I'm getting an urgent call. I'll call you right back. I'm so sorry. But, if the best you could do at the time was hang up, compose yourself, breathe, then handle it appropriately,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a meathead move.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, here's what I think. You're too hard on yourself about that and not hard enough on yourself about things that are really wrong with you. We've said it before. There's a list I could give you of stuff that's bad about you.
Please
we will
don't.
talk later. Please don't. Not today. No, but
Some 18 things.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think that was that bad.
Okay.
I'm personally more angry at rule breaker half zip
Yeah.
Nick, who thinks because he owns the Equinox. Oh, wait a minute, you don't. That you
basically
can make
do.
your rules and you can show your titties and do your to see the word train. How about just playing by the rules? There's something in there's like a little rebel. And look at me, I'm a little scamp. Look at me, I break a rule. So I think that, and I was always that way too, so I could recognize it. I always did comedy because I could rebel and I could do what I want. So I think that's you. You go, I think you made a deliberate effort that day to go, I'm going to yell at for doing my half zip
bad.
moment. So you had a rebellious streak that came out in a really crooked, stupid
I'm
way.
a fucking bad boy.
I know. If that's your version of bad boy, it's pretty good because it's like, ooh, that's like ripping the tag off the mattress. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
really a
yeah.
bad act. But, take some responsibility. Repeat after me.
I,
Nick Scopa Cockhead,
Nick Scopa Cockhead,
did not wear the appropriate attire.
am the cutest guy.
Okay, see?
Liar.
Now he's fired
He's
off
such
the
a
podcast.
bad boy.
You're gone. We could replace you with another loud giddy noise, everybody. No, but I think you should have not wear that half zip no more.
I've been wearing it for like 2 years. So
yeah,
there-
and you only got called in it once?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it has to go.
Oh, I
We're
need,
going to
yeah,
do
I need to,
on Patreon
haven't
when we
found one that
finally get a
fits me nice.
Patreon. Really, when I start talking, you stop. When we have a Patreon, I think what we should do is ceremoniously burn the half zip.
No, it's
Yeah.
Lululemon. Let me
Oh
just
my
keep
God,
it.
Lululemon.
It's expensive.
Good to see you in men's clothing again.
I'm a brand ambassador.
Do you get your Lululemon free?
No, but trainers, if you give your training cert and you show them, you join there, whatever, it's 25% off all the time.
25. And I had to pay full price for the mirror. That thing is Lululemon. They should have.
I did not know that.
They should have given that to me.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like a Peloton thing. My bad.
No, man. It's Lululemon. Lululemon, call me. I want my $1,500 back. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
25%.
talk about you guys and your judgment. Wow. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
here's the problem. It's going to sound like a compliment, but it's really going to get to it's not. Now, we all judge. Everyone judges. It's
Yeah.
a split second. There isn't even a nanosecond that could go by that we just don't go right there. It's an
Yeah.
involuntary response at this point.
Yeah.
So the point is that we all do it, but as comics, we give ourselves license to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's why I stayed stuck in judgment on and off stage for like 30 years. Because we're like, well, I have to do it for my job. It's like, yeah, you also have to, I don't know, not hang up on customers, Bo,
Yeah.
but you figure out a way to do that.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
So the fact is, comics, I think, allow themselves more license than anyone else to do this and go, it's just part of the job.
Yeah.
So the good news is this was probably the funniest segment of our podcast ever.
Yeah.
Because it's just funny to hear you guys rant and rave about stuff 90% of us agree with. Because
Right.
we hate all those people too. Except divorcees. Which we'll talk about later stupid. Yeah, I'll stay with him. He beats me, but I stay with him. So, you dummy. So I think it's a double-edged sword judgment because, yeah, it gives you a great career and
Yeah.
it's a great story for on stage, but then how do you stop it off stage? Now, that being said, do you guys have any desire to stop judging people? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it holds you back? I personally won't let you answer because I'm judging and I'm imagining it really doesn't make you feel ultimately long-term better.
Yeah.
The problem is it's a quick fix. It's just like alcohol, drugs, food, anything else. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's quick. Like, think about it, Bo. You have a food issue. I do too. When you want that bag of chips or that goldfish or whatever, is there even a split second between the time that you think of it and compulsively reach for it?
No, it's pretty automatic. Yeah.
Right. So it's like judgment in a way because we immediately go there.
Yeah.
Walking into the studio today, I literally, this is not a big building.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of people you walk by. By the time I drove into the parking lot, I had at least 15 judgments because I
Yeah.
was starting to notice for this podcast.
Yeah.
So I drive in and I see somebody in like a fancy car.
Yeah.
First of all, anyone in a fancy car, I fucking hate
Yeah.
because I hate you if you're white and rich. I opt out of that because I earned my own money, but
Yeah.
my assumption is they didn't earn theirs. So they're
Right.
a douchebag. Daddy gave them that, or even worse, a husband bought it for them.
Yeah.
And I always make up in my head stories about people like, oh, I bet, look at her with her Louis purse. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Louis purses, but I paid for mine. She had to suck a dick to get hers. And the husband's probably ugly, like you said at the gym. It's always an ugly guy.
Right.
So clearly, I'm already judging the cars. Then I'm walking in. And I see a car that is completely covered in logos. And I said, seriously? Midlife crisis much? Even though I have like 400 little bumper slogan stickers on the
Yeah.
back of mine.
Sure.
But mine's mad cool. So I'm like, whatever. I can do it, but you can't.
You're like edgy
Yeah.
and different. That's what I like about you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm judging that thing. Then I walk in and there's a guy. I don't know if he was cutting weeds or picking flowers. And either way, I didn't care because part of me just hated that he was bent over.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mind. I kind of admired. I admire people who pull weeds out. I enjoy
Yeah.
because I enjoy doing that. If I do it, you can do it.
Right.
So I saw him pulling a weed. I thought, oh, that's cool. But then I was like, yeah, but you got to fucking bend over to have your ass in the air. What are you waiting for? A nice big cock? Did
you cornhole him?
And this literally is like just the immediate thing. And of course,
Yeah.
then walking into the studio, seeing Lou's dumb bald head and Rick's
Yep.
tattoos, I was like, look at these two jack-offs. They're going to never make anything of themselves. So clearly all these are not true except the last two. No, but obviously it's not true. But it's so bad because what we're really doing is judging the wrong way. There's a good way to there's one healthy way of judging from what I've been thinking about and reading. Judgment is a survival technique if
Right.
we're talking about being, on a dark street, somebody's coming towards us. If it's a tall guy or a big guy, a woman's probably going to judge them and say, rape alert, and get the F out of there.
Right.
So there's a survival thing in there. But that's healthy judgment for self-protection. The bad kind of judgment comes is when we, and your entire list, which, by the way, again, hilarious.
Yeah.
It's all based on one characteristic or two
Okay.
and isn't allowing the person their full story.
Right.
And there was a famous quote, I forget by who said, it is really impossible to hate someone after you hear their story. And Bo, you know that. You go to these top secret meetings that shall go unnamed or / anonymous.
Yeah.
And if you were to look at that group of janky fucks,
Yeah.
I bet just on the surface, you'd go, raggedy coat. Oh, look at him. Expensive sneakers.
Yeah.
Wonder where he stole those from on his last binge or whatever.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hear the story, what percentage of the time is that turned around for you?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is. Like, I want to hate certain people all
Right.
the time.
Right.
And sometimes, they prove me right, but a lot of the time, especially if you're there and you're really working on yourself, then there's something to take out. And also, we're all human. Like, they're all trying.
Right.
It's like it's hard to hold anything against people for too long once you actually see their kind of human side. You're
Humanity.
like, yeah.
That's the problem. When we judge by one thing and then don't allow that room. Because allowing the room for the guy with the pickup truck, which by the way is absolutely my go-to of hating because I always think they're racist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but I always go, yeah, I know what you're thinking of dragging behind that truck. Because I am so freaking angry all the time about all the race stuff going on.
Yeah.
So that's one of mine. Suppose we talk to that guy, find out why he has the pickup. Suppose you found out that was his grandfather's truck and that was the one thing his grandfather could give him after he died.
Right.
You'd probably be like, you know what? That's
pretty cool.
I get it. I get it. So hearing people's stories is a way around that judgment. And I'll tell you what happened was I saw the saying is very common now, be curious, not judgmental. My nephew just got a tattoo, which, by the way, I judge people with tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a fucking lowlife. Ooh, I'm so different. I got ink. Yeah, that was different in the 30s. Like, calm the fuck down. Like, maybe grow the F up. You're like everyone else. But if Nick told me tomorrow one of his tattoos was for a dead person, which I think 2 of them are, I'd be like, oh my God, they tell a story. So, just to back up a little bit. What's that?
That still bothers me. Even when it's like, you don't need to commemorate a dead person.
Yeah, but what do you know about what they need?
I don't. I just don't like it.
But you're allowed to not do that to yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the big cure for all of it, sorry to repeat myself all the time, is compassion.
Yeah.
It's hearing the story saying he got these ugly, misshapen pieces of ink on him for his poor dead mother. And who was the other one?
My grandmother.
Poor dead grandma drunk.
Yeah.
You should get it for Tyler.
You would never
your friend
remember
who
them
crashed your
without your-
Porsche.
Like, you have these things that mean something to you, so I have to go, you know what? I have compassion that he went through that, and now I sort of understand his story. So anyway, my nephew sends me this picture of himself with the tattoo. First of all, what I love is he goes, don't tell mom.
Oh,
so
my
I'm like,
God.
cool, Aunt Lisa, who you can show your tats to. It says, be curious, not judgmental, because that's a very good catchphrase now. And I'm like, man, if we literally just asked, hey, where'd you get that truck? Hey, how'd you come by that? Oh, hey, fitness girl, we're judging at the gym, even though we're a dirty trainer buying into the system. Hey, you know, how many times do you work out a day? Oh, I don't. It's just kind of I lose weight rapidly and it's a medical condition. You know, I mean, so the fact is we're going to know their story. So if we acted like the tattoo says, even though I hate tattoos, sorry.
Yes.
Be curious, not judgmental. We would be able to start curing us. We're never going to stop the knee-jerk judgment.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's funny, but the more we can shift within 2 seconds, 5 seconds to compassion, it's going to cure it all.
Yeah.
And the problem with us, we're comics, so we think it's okay. And it
Right.
really isn't. It's terrible because it doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
You know? So, Bo, which of yours, because they say too, a lot of judgment is shitting on the way you feel about yourself.
Right.
So that's one of the main reasons we judge. Which of these kind of feels a little personal to you? Like might be triggered by something that, you know, kind of bothers me.
A lot of them I get like upset with people who because they're vain or because they're
Well, pick one. Pick one
Okay.
that kind of stems from something that you can feel out if it's within you or not.
Yeah. So I would say the
Just lost all of our listeners.
I
Thank
think-
you for tuning in.
Now you're
I don't
being
know, I'm trying
judgy
to
of him
think.
taking a long time, and so am I.
yeah.
Quite frankly,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going, are you a professional or did the list fucking
the
escape you?
the
Okay.
extravagant vacations.
Okay,
Like
there you
I
go.
think I picked that up because I'm like I definitely feel like I've done that. I've literally
There you
done
go.
that.
That's-
I've done that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you look at them and, you know, the first judgment is obviously, look at these two idiots so
Yeah.
estranged from each other that they got to go to Bali. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, really? We have to distract from our crappy life by going to a different country. Why?
Yeah.
So, you know you've done that.
Yeah.
So within 3 seconds, it could be like, oh, I've been there. And
Yeah.
that leads to what? Compassion. And
Right.
going, oh, it must be hard to live that way.
Right.
And
Yeah.
even though they're making it look, by the way, even though they're making it look okay, how much even more of a layer of sadness is that they have to put it out there. Like
Yeah.
to take the vacation is one thing and be like, oh my God, maybe we're going to reconnect, maybe we're not. The fact that they have to put it out there, we should throw some more love and compassion their way. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. But I think the best way for you guys to do it, and all of us, make fun of it on stage, get the laughs, have it contribute to humor and laughter in public, and then I kind of really know what is at the trigger of that.
Yeah.
Because if we recognize our trigger, then we're going to be able to work on it and,
Right.
and get to being sweet about them later.
Yeah.
What about you, bald fuck? What would you say is one of yours that really has to do with something you see in yourself?
Probably the ugly old rich guy with the pretty girl, because
Because you are one.
exactly, very rich and very old and ugly. Got the haircut.
No, how does that trigger you?
No, for me, it's, and again, I've spoken about it in other podcasts. It's like that girl wouldn't. He has somebody, I don't. And the only reason he has because he has money.
Right.
If my dad didn't work at Duchess, or if my dad can't, I would have a partner.
Right.
But
Right.
he gets the fucking, because you know what I mean? Is it true? Probably not. But it's what I
What
tell
would be
myself.
So great. I
Yeah.
mean, I guarantee you're probably true for some people, but probably if you talk to them, there'd be a really nice story. And you're a big romantic. You guys, that's why this podcast was appealing to me, because like, oh, they're really vulnerable and they have romantic aspirations, not just to like get laid all bro style and cornhole each other.
Bro style.
Yeah, bro style.
I'm going to show you guys, bro. On our Patreon, we're going to do it bro style.
Yeah, I mean, that's a position to be determined. But like, so you really, I bet you would hear from probably more than a few how they met, and
Yeah.
I kind of get it. I kind of get why, because there's exceptions to all this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I bet there's sometimes I think too, like the hot girl, she's with the guy who's not as good looking, but maybe they know the situation. He's very nice to her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
treats her amazing. And she's been dating other guys who have been as hot or equally as hot and treated like garbage.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go for this guy. He's normal.
Right.
He's not gonna bang my friends.
I
Like he
agree.
actually likes
and
me.
it could, 90% of those, it's got something to do with daddy issues, just because.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a judgment.
Well, but I mean,
Like, did you do your survey? Was your Harvard-based poll? Did you run those numbers by the
I'm gonna give him a Harvard-based poll.
Of our Greece poll.
The
Like,
old
so-
Cambridge cock.
I like most psychoanalyzing everything. I gotta do with daddy issues. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, freaking Tony Soprano.
I'm pretty
I mean-
smack. I'm pretty smack gay.
I'm smart.
I think we've realized neither one of you are. But I think and again, that's why people are scared of, say straight guys are threatened by gay guys, or races are scared of other races, because we don't hear the full story behind them.
Yeah.
And it's even more damaging, probably not more, but it's just as damaging as when we paint a rosy picture of people due to one set of circumstances and characteristics. For instance, I very much dislike when women are like, oh my God, I love gay men.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Right.
Because you don't know every single one of them. If you do, then let me know, because boy, does your twat get around. So I really think that like those broad statements do a lot of damage to
Right.
those kind of communities, because it's like, Asian people, they're so smart, That's like setting people up to be the model minority and to be the one that if you're not a huge success or a doctor as an Asian, you're fucked,
you blew
and
it.
you're just beneath what this person thinks you should be. So judging like this person must have the best life ever. Like when you see something, it's like, do they?
Yeah.
Do those thirsty bitches on Instagram who have to have plumped lips and all that stuff,
Yeah.
do they have the best life ever? Or could I look at it and go, that doesn't seem like a great life. I hope it is,
Yeah.
but wow, that seems hard.
Yeah.
And to just, it would be great to ask people these questions and figure out, are you actually happy with this
Yeah.
difficult life?
Yeah, I think we're always assuming that they are happy, and that's why we're coming from a place of judgment, because
Right.
we feel like we're less happy, and they don't deserve it.
Right.
But reality is there's not that many people that are that happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's for the most part everybody's got something, you
Yeah.
wouldn't want their problems
Well, the minute
know?
you hear about somebody's challenges, you could look at them just with different eyes.
Yeah.
Like the chick on Instagram who has 1 million followers and who has the lipstick line and hasn't paid for anything in years and is 18, and you look at it and you go, huh, wow, I'd love to hear her story and see if it is sad. Because remember when that chick, Olivia Jade, got, Felicity Huffman's, no, who was it? Lori Loughlin's daughter, who
they were getting her in
they
line
cheated to get her into college.
Yeah.
How much pain must be in that girl's life? How much pain must there be in Felicity Huffman? No, I'm sorry, she was one of them. But Lori Loughlin's life, it's like, oh, there was some trauma that happened there.
Right.
Because they're all everybody acts from trauma till they really work on themselves, and you
Yeah.
can't live a great life till you're out of trauma mode because
Right.
you're operating on fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
So the fact is, everybody's just kind of going around, living like they had a trauma, which everybody did, and then we're all judging them and each other, and it's all just a mess. Instead of
Right.
sitting down and going, "Hey, what's your story?"
Yeah.
We were talking about wait staff, which I thought was great because I had a thing happen to me, oddly enough, last week with a waiter.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm seeing this great trauma therapist because I was like, I got to figure out like why I come from trauma and like why I yell so much and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a restaurant in Norwalk, and it may have been in 60 years the worst service I've ever gotten.
Okay.
So I had to stand up twice and get stuff. Like, I'm not above standing up and get my own silverware, but I
Right.
really kind of shouldn't have to. But what really got me was
Let's shout him out.
yeah. And we actually made up, but he was very dismissive when I asked for the check. I stood up to get it
Yeah.
for the third time, and he just kind of flipped it at me.
Yeah.
And didn't look at me. And I said, oh. Like, of course, I was like at first like angry, but then I go, something's going on here.
Yeah.
So I call over, and here's one of my prejudices: the chubby waitress. Because the chubby waitress is always the one doing the most
best.
work.
Yeah.
Always the best. Because
Best in the
as a
biz.
former fatty, we had to earn it. We
Yeah.
had to always earn the love. So I call her up. I go, "Excuse me, miss, are you the manager?" And she says, "No, I'm not. Is everything okay?" I go, "I have to be honest." I go, "I never had such bad service in my life. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh my God, I'm shocked. He's usually so good." And I go, "Well, let me be honest with you." I said, "First of all, that hostess, she's useless. Get rid of her." I said, "She can't do anything." I said, "But him." I said, "Tell me about him."
Yeah.
And so she goes, "Well, no, he's usually very good. Can I get you a free dessert?" Usually I'd say yes, but I was trying to be like, I'm not doing this to get free shit, even
Yeah.
though I kind of regretted it because the dessert looked good.
Yeah.
So, she goes, "No, he's usually great." And I go, "Well, do me a favor. Tell," again, judgment. I saw the owner's wife sitting at a table drinking with these guys. So I said, maybe you tell drunken whore wife of owner the whole situation so she could take care of it.
Yeah.
I go, because what's she doing drinking instead of having her eyes on things? She's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I understand. I'm so sorry." Well, he comes over, which I think is brave as F. If somebody
Yeah.
complains about me, I'm leaving. I'm running out the door. I'm throwing my apron and mask, and I'm leaving and going back to wherever godforsaken place I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he comes over and he goes, "I'm so sorry about the service." And I don't know. It was like because of the trauma therapist not going to anger. I just go, "Yeah." I go, "What was that about?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "I don't know. I'm just really slammed." And I go, "What do you think I should do?" I go, because I, in 60 years, have always left big tips, and I don't know what I should do.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm so sorry." And I go, "You dismissively handed me a check. It felt really bad."
Yeah.
And he goes, "That was awful."
Yeah.
The second he said awful, tears spring to my eyes. And it's like, I saw him, he saw me.
Yeah.
He saw somebody who doesn't like to be like sloughed off.
Yeah.
That's the trauma. I saw him as the guy who's slammed, who has too many responsibilities in life, who couldn't do any better. And I shook his hand. I go, "This was really brave conversation. Thank you." And then I made my friends leave the whole tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, well, you know what? We're going to leave him extra because he was brave enough to come over. So that's the first time in my life I was ever that effing nice and got somebody's a little cunt of their story. I didn't get
Right.
a lot of it because we weren't going to converse for an hour.
Yeah.
But at least I saw that something was going on with him.
Right.
That's not to say I do it all the time or I'm great at it. That was
No,
a
you
first.
can't.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
huge. And
yeah.
it's because of going in and kind of stitching together the trauma. So again, the curiosity about what's going on, because it is kind of interesting to hear, like, why'd you do that, dude?
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I would love for us to go up to, I don't know, different divorced people and find out if they just married the wrong person and then got out of it and still paid the prenup. So if they did it honorably, I'd love for us to go up to people who take solo trips, like solo trips, and say to people, why is it you like to drive around by yourself and post about it with holding a sunflower? Like, because we do judge them, but it would be interesting to know why. And I guarantee you we'd have more friends, we'd have more closeness, we'd have more acquaintances, and we just like our lives and people better.
Yeah.
Not saying you should take it out of your comedy, because niceness doesn't make
It doesn't
for funny
play.
comedy.
Yeah.
Unless it's a huge ironic twist.
Yeah.
But that's a very tough thing to sell. You guys are not actors. And I feel I'm not being judgy by saying that. I'm just telling the truth.
Not yet.
Okay. So, do we understand what's going on?
I feel better about my judgment.
Well, you should feel worse about it and stop doing it.
You misjudged what's happening here.
Now, I want to do this. I have to do this experiment. If it doesn't work out, I don't care. I'm just going to do this.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if it works. Lou, could you throw them both those little notebooks over there, those little pads of paper?
Oh,
no,
boy.
it's fun. It's fun.
Here
and
we go.
There's a pen for each of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to put down your mics.
Okay.
And I'm going to read a paragraph from a book by a woman who I absolutely adore. It's her autobiography. It is fabulous. She had lived a terribly hard life. But when I was reading any paragraph of this, I was like in full judgment.
Okay.
And I would like to see, write down quickly, just notes of what
I judge?
what you judge.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm picking a pick a page number.
69.
Oh God. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna find a really good one. Once I made the decision to get clean and sober, staying that way was actually easy. The negotiation was over. I never wanted to experience that moment of waking up and trying to remember what I had done the night before. I didn't want any more of that embarrassment. I wanted to be present, not dulled by alcohol or sped up by cocaine, and I dedicated myself fully to the process. I'd always been interested in spirituality, but felt uninspired by organized religion. Once I saw that the principles of AA were centered on trusting God as we understood them, I knew I had found a point of connection. Now, for a paragraph, that was literally chosen randomly.
Yeah.
I knew she had done a program, but I would have never picked that to read. It just happened to be there about AA. So I found myself, this is like, there's literally almost nothing in here to judge, but I found stuff to judge.
Me too, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, make
For you, it
here.
makes
I know.
sense.
I want to hear. Raise your hand the first time you go to judgment. Once I made the decision to get clean and sober, staying that way was actually easy. Okay, Bo has raised his hand. Go ahead, Bo.
That is not easy. You're full of shit. She's maybe on a pink cloud, and she's in her 9 months, and she's like, "This has been easy," but it's not easy.
Well, you'll be happy to hear she did pick up 9 years later.
Thank God.
Okay. The negotiation was over. I
Yeah.
never wanted to experience that moment of waking up and trying to remember what I've done the night before again. That's where I went to judgment. I was like, you dirty whore. And seriously, not even trying to be funny.
Yeah.
You dirty whore. Maybe if you hadn't been so weak when you grew up, you wouldn't have had to pick up booze and pills and coke, and maybe done what I do, is go to food instead. Not once have I ever woke up the next day and not known what I did after I ate the cake. If you eat a sheet cake, you still have a memory.
Yeah.
So again,
You still have
that's
a memory.
horrible. That's horrible
Yeah.
because both addictions are bad. One, you have to obviously consume food to live,
Right.
but it's not like one is as a hierarchy.
No.
Actually, alcoholism and drugs are way cooler addictions because at least you look skinny
True.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want any more of that embarrassment. I wanted to be present, not dulled by alcohol or sped up by cocaine.
Yeah.
And I dedicated myself fully to the process. Oh, no judgment?
No, I mean, I feel like
So
that's
far, so good?
Yeah, it's very like.
Okay. I'd always been interested in spirituality.
No,
but
she wasn't.
Okay, there you go.
Nobody's-
And I knew
yeah.
something else would come up. So just by this paragraph.
Yeah, you were really interested in spirituality
When you
when
were
you were doing
snorting
coke.
lines,
Yeah.
Okay.
I see God.
Okay. Yeah. It felt-
Maybe God was the Puerto Rican guy that handed her
Yeah.
the bag.
How
It was
dare
Jesus.
you.
It was
That's
Jesus.
that is not a
Sorry, I
stereotype
made
we
a
like to play
judgment.
into.
Maybe it was got an
I
angel.
think all drug dealers could be any race. In fact, I've seen many Asian drug dealers. No, I have not. Okay, so see all the judgment? Once I saw the principles of AA were centered on trusting God as we understood him, I knew I'd found a point. Okay, Nick finally has a call on this. What
This
did
is really
you
the
judge?
only issue I have. It's just
Okay.
the God shit. I just
What-
don't
what
like
about
it. I just hate when everyone brings just like, I don't know. I hate it. I hate
So
it.
well,
I
there-
immediately, as soon as like we've talked about last week, we were going over jokes and stuff. I was talking to him about, you're talking about like my dad's a Christian and all that stuff. And like, you should talk about it on stage. That's funny. And I told him, I was like, I don't like that part of my dad, and I don't want to address it or talk about it.
So you're judging her, which is fine, which we were talking about, based on that the concept of God is uncomfortable to you.
Yeah, the second I hear that, unfortunately,
You
the
shut
second-
down.
I'm just going, nope.
But that's funny because, like we were saying before, it does have to do with what triggers us. So I hated organized religion too, so
Yeah.
that didn't trigger me. And it's funny, the minute we're triggered, it's like, oh, I wonder why. So even if we get, this is what's wild with judgment. And by the way, did you have any other problems with this?
No, everything was very like boilerplate. Like it felt like she was reading off of a teleprompter.
Okay,
yeah.
so you just the whole
Yeah.
thing in general
Just an
was bullshit,
unoriginal
and thank God
CUNT.
and thank God she picked up.
Yeah.
No, but the fact is, I think what's wild is that we tend to, once we start catching ourselves doing the judgment, then we shit all over ourselves. So then we're judging ourselves, which will send us right back to judging them, and it's just a never-ending cycle, if you will. So I would say when we start having judgments about other people, we're gonna stop ourselves, and then we'll be like, why am I such an asshole? I shouldn't be judgmental. I shouldn't do this. Again, let that self-forgiveness come in, compassion for ourselves, and I bet we'll feel lighter and better, and we won't judge them as much either. I think it's a work in progress, and we're all going to get there, but shitting on ourselves is not going to help.
Right.
Please allow me to shit on both of you. And I don't mean that in a weird, creepy, scatological way.
Yeah.
That I'd actually shit on a glass coffee table and make you guys go underneath like Danny Thomas supposedly did, which was weird because he started St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And just to
Yeah.
get shit on, that's something I will judge, by the way. In the Patreon, if we ever get a Patreon, I'm going to talk about how I do not
are
approve
going
of
to
people
We'll
who shit
do,
on a glass coffee
We'll
table.
do Lisa reviews Pornhub.
I think, I don't even want to do
Dude, that would be the best.
No,
Oh my
thank
God.
you.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That
I
was
know.
a-
Gross.
I know.
Gross.
I don't even like looking at missionary. It makes me sick. And by that I mean missionaries who go to Africa. I don't like them either. Because I'm
Those
like,
African
I
things.
think I'm right to
You
judge
couldn't save someone in
missionaries.
Detroit?
By
Yeah.
the way, no, not even that. Just stop trying to save anyone.
Yeah.
Like no one needs your help in Africa. Guess what they need in Burkina Faso? They need Peace Corps people. They need food. They need
Food.
you to help
Yeah.
give them well water. No one needs your dumb God. See, that's where I go too.
Yeah.
So if you're Christian out there, we apologize.
Did you hear about that guy that got killed by this? There's like a remote island somewhere of these people that have never been contacted.
Yes, and they
How-
killed him. I loved it.
Me too.
So if you learned anything today, judgment is funny in comedy, and if you're killing missionaries. But other than that, stay in the missionary position and don't judge Pornhub. But that's what we've learned.
Yep.
Yeah, or do bro style.
Oh God, we'll be back next week, maybe.
With
Maybe.
more bro style.
Yeah, we love you.
Piss.
Love you, bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.